To the Premier League. It's been a great week of football in the Premier League.
Very interesting week of football in the Premier League.
I say it's been a great week, and you guys can't see me. He goes like this. Shakes his head. Has it not been a great week, Super Sub?
No, not for me.
Tell us why, my friend.
Wild wine.
Look,
What happened?
look, I mean, Man City hasn't been really doing well in the past few games, and
We prepared for the Tottenham Hotspur fixture last week, and I said that Ange Postecoglou would lose another game in a row. He didn't.
yeah,
Some ballers said in the comments it would be a high-scoring game. It was.
it was a high-scoring game. Yeah, indeed, because both teams go at each other, and when you've got teams like that, you are bound to have goals,
Is Man City even Man City without Rodri?
It's not, and the problem started with Kevin De Bruyne's injury, because when you have Kevin De Bruyne and you don't have like your holding, you still play three. You'll have what's his name? The name is
Phil Foden, Julian
I'm talking about in the
Alvarez.
middle.
Bernardo,
You will have you can invert Bernardo. You can
John Stones.
you can invert John Stone.
But there's too many players out of position for City.
Yeah, no, look,
Yes, but didn't they had Stone and Akanji?
But they
they were
defended. Let's
inverting
be
both
honest.
of them. They were
Yes.
switching the roles.
Yes.
And they lost that game in the midfield. They were not in charge. Players were out of place. Like
I agree.
You look at Walker. At some point, you couldn't find him in his right position. So that game was just all over. I don't know what was going on in that game, and it looks like Rodri is the glue. He gets into that midfield, he wins the duels, he distributes well, and he sort of like arranges midfield well, and interlink with his forwards. So I think it is a big problem without Rodri. And if you look at the games that City has lost, Rodri was not there. When Rodri had a red card, City went on to lose those games.
That's true.
So yeah, it's interesting how Pep is going to turn things around. But, knowing Pep, he's always have one up his sleeve, You can never write off Manchester City.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because Akanji and Stones can never do, like you're saying, what Rodri and De Bruyne are able to do there. And it was quite unfortunate. Also, just how they were set up. I think they starting the starting lineup was a bit weird. I think because Villa had 4 central midfielders, correct? I don't have this formation here, but I remember it was 4 of them. And I saw that guy, Kimang Bailey, because they only had, Akanji as well as Stones in the central midfield. Leon was able to do as he pleases with Gio. Tell me, guys. Left back.
For
Left back for Man City.
Vardiol.
Josko Gvardiol.
Yeah,
Yes,
Vardiol,
there we go. And that's exactly where the problem was that, they were not, you can't expect these two to be able to then combat everyone else. And Leo had so much leeway, and that's how he was able to really get them.
If I look
Am I
at
making
that,
sense, guys?
if I
Am I
look at
making
that,
sense?
you are.
Yes, you
and
are.
I think if I look at the Aston Villa side that beat Manchester City, you look at that midfield of Douglas Luiz and John McGinn, who have been absolutely phenomenal, especially at home, against the empty Man City midfield, like you pointed out. That is a determining factor for me right there. And then in the Spurs game as well, a very messy Manchester City, and they need to come right. But it's Manchester City. You expect them. They'll come right. And there's
definitely.
Kevin De Bruyne on his way back to the side. Rodri will reappear soon. And then Man City's form you expect to turn back around into winning games.
Yeah.
Am I correct in saying that the last time they won a game was 3-0 against Manchester United?
Let me look it up for you.
Well, they've won a Premier
They've
League
only
game,
won 1 out of the past 5.
but they've been Champions
Nah,
League.
we're talking Premier League, Chief.
Yeah,
Premier
you're
League,
right.
yeah.
You are right.
It was the 6-1 against
6-1
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And then since then, they drew to Chelsea, drew to Liverpool, drew to Spurs, and lost
to
to,
Villa.
Aston Villa. But they have had a tough run of fixtures.
So what's the common denominator in a lot of those games?
Rodri.
The absence of.
Rodri, yeah.
No, I get. I'm coming to a point that I'm trying to make here.
You asking
us the
yourself a
point.
question or you
No,
asking us?
tell us.
It was
Point.
rhetorical.
Asking,
I guess.
Calm down. It's okay. It's okay. These things happen.
Do you need a hug?
Christmas is not every day.
Nah, my man, this guy's full of it. We can't be having him every weekend. Last week he was having me and Marco, and today again I still got. But you know what? Your day is gonna come, my friend. It's fine. Go for it.
I get it, like they say in the words of Steve Compella, apparently, that when a bird is sitting on top of a tree and it's making noise, it's inviting a stone.
That's you right now, my friend.
Yes. So, like what I'm saying is, but then it's disingenuous to have Rodri as your go-to person, and in his absence, you lose games. Also, considering his red card, he got a red card, ne?
Yeah, the first one was the red card.
Yes. And he's also getting lank number of yellow cards, which is not good. So it means at the rate that he's playing and how he's enforcing himself, he's not really doing himself any favors. And it's at a point like this where somebody like a Kovacic should be coming through saying, hey, I'm here, I'm available, I'm covered, I know what this guy's supposed to do.
And Kovacic has
Rodri is
been
supposed to
at
help
it,
him
yeah.
on some like, my guy, this is what I cover, this is how we cover, let's go for it, because in my absence, it shouldn't feel like I'm absent.
Yeah, not true. But if you look at Kovacic, he's more comfortable going forward. Rodri knows how to sit back, and read the games very well, better than Kovacic, And my disappointment comes in Pep in not releasing Kevin Phillips, because what is the point to have a holding midfielder that you're not utilizing? How is he gonna get to a Rodri's level if he's not playing games? Because. I mean, we don't have.
It seems like Pep had an issue with Kevin Phillips's fitness already at the start of the season. So it looks like there's a player-manager issue existing already.
But why is he still there?
Scouting? But why did he also go? Okay, well, he's still there because the window's closed. There's not much you can do with him.
There was a rumor that he
could have left in the summer.
Could have left in the
But
in
then
the summer.
I think because there was fear that Bernardo also wanted to leave, and there were several players that were eyed to be leaving. I think Phillips was kept as like ish in case.
Yeah, but this is in case that you're referring to.
Can I tell you why Kevin Phillips is in that team? Because he looked a good player and he's English. And Manchester City need to sign the English talent to tick that box on their lists. And that's why it's hard to get rid of English players.
Like
Because
Foden,
Yeah.
Jack Grealish.
But there's enough English team, English playing players in that team.
it's hard to get rid of them and replace them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then you need to replace them with other English players to meet those quotas.
Yeah, look.
And Declan
I just
Rice
feel
went
like
to Arsenal,
there's no
so-
point to have a player like that if you're not going to utilize him. Because now this situation just proved that when Rodri is not there, Manchester City is exposed and they don't have cover.
Facts.
Okay, so let's move on. We were talking about Declan Rice and we're talking about Arsenal. Arsenal ground out a result against Luton. Somehow they really struggled against Luton.
Yeah.
They're playing away at Aston Villa, and Villa Park is almost guaranteed 3 points the way things are going. Unai Emery will be buzzing to try to take on Arsenal the way that Villa are playing at the moment.
I will tell you now, even with...
You know what's funny? We're going to Luton. and
We're going to Villa.
to Villa.
Villa, yeah.
So we're going to
Swap
grind
over
results
fixtures.
there at Luton.
Yeah.
Yo, I was actually thinking about this when I saw that that passing
the-
of the baton thing. Like, high five, super sub. Like, I'm going to where you come
Yeah,
from.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yes,
going
yes,
to.
yes.
That stadium is going to be difficult
For
play.
City. I
Going
know.
to be very
You
difficult for
can't, you
City to
can't
play.
play
And
your usual game
that's
there.
exactly why I think that Arsenal struggled. Is that the size of this pitch is an issue for sides like Manchester City and
Liverpool
Arsenal who try
struggled
to
as well.
expand. Yeah, like teams who try to expand. Trent Alexander-Arnold normally does cross-field passes
You can't do
that
that
are
there.
40, 50 yards. You don't have 40, 50 yards on that pitch to do the part. There's no space on the
It's
pitch.
congested.
So it makes it very tough place to play for the teams that like to play expansive football.
But what role would you say then Raya played in, the 4-3?
It was a goalkeeping bad. It was a bad day. It was a bad day out.
Are you I mean, at some point are you going to be like Raya is actually not a good goalkeeper, he makes too many mistakes, or are you still comfortable with him?
Look, the ratings are looking. Yes, we can argue that there's a lot of people who feel that Ramsdale is the one who cost Arsenal the league last season. To a degree, there's an argument to be made there. But at the same time, I think the biggest plug that we lost or that was not working is the same as City has an issue with the absence of Rodri. In this case, Arsenal had the absence of Saliba at the back, and there was a lot of disorganization with our defense. So those two key points actually are the ones that exposed us in a way. Coming to Raya, he, as a manager, all right, if you now start flipping and flopping between goalkeepers now, you are destabilizing your team already.
And the confidence of both keepers is also going to be compromised.
Yes. And what I think Raya was aware of, like, yes, see, I had a blooper here. Yo, this was bad, bro.
Yep.
But at the end of the game, he literally ran to Declan Rice and like jumped over him because
He would have felt that he lost a match.
Yeah, he lost the match because his confidence is already blown out. Now it's like, we're gonna lose points, and it's because of me. I should have gone out for that corner and had grabbed it. I should have went down strategically so that I stopped that shot from Ross Barkley.
Yeah.
And
It's funny. Wasn't Arteta the same person who was saying that if the need does arise, then he is willing to substitute a keeper? Don't you think that this match was actually that match that he was meant to substitute Uraya for Ramsdale?
you are going to mess up your team if you do that.
Okay.
But he's the one who said it. That's what
He said
Tepe's
it.
saying. Arteta is
That-
the one who
so-
said
He
that's
said-
why he wants two top-class goalkeepers.
Yes.
Because he wants competition in each position and the
Exactly.
ability to make tactical changes
Nazo.
in every position, including the goalkeeper.
So there's what
but
you
where-
say.
But you can't undo the goals that have been
Where
conceded.
in football have you seen a
Tactical.
goalkeeper being sub because he conceded
Jose
goals?
did it when...
Marco,
what it's
Marco,
one-
you played
one
ball.
million years.
Who are you talking about? It's Jose.
Jose, yeah.
Yes. What I'm saying is, it's
You can't undo the goals.
and again, you do that, you are messing up, and you are messing up your team's chemistry. And what Arteta says to the media versus what he does in the background
Can
are two different things.
Yeah, maybe.
Except if you are another coach or manager, when
you
the
get
media
it.
is there, you lock the door.
So back to Villa Park.
Yeah.
Aston Villa 3.25 odds because Arsenal are still favourites away at Aston Villa tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. at 2.12 odds. Obviously, the bookies have it pretty close, so we're expecting a pretty close game in that one. Aston Villa, dangerous 3.7 on a draw. Super sub. I mean, if you're a betting man and you want to bring your odds up, that might be the fixture that's got the upset on it.
Yeah, no, look, I would go for it.
And
Villa.
Yeah, I'll go for Villa.
Okay. You're allowed to.
win or draw. And then also saying that, look at these odds. Luton at home to Manchester City, 17 for Luton to win that game.
And the way Luton played against Arsenal, ne?
It could happen.
The way
could
Ross
happen.
Barkley just
You put
whoop.
$100 there. Hey, come out with something nice.
1,700.
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
just for the culture. I think I'd go with Luton for those odds. But then again, you're thinking about it like, 5 games, only. Wait, no, 5 games,
But I
1
think
win.
City at this point might if Guardiola has not gotten a wake up call, then it's going to cost him,
Look, I think
daily.
Pep
But
knows
I would
that
go for
the ship
City
is a
win
little bit.
nonetheless.
In muddy waters.
It's in muddy waters,
Yeah.
and he'll be very quick. He'll be the first one to know that. He'll be very quick to state
Yeah.
in the right direction.
But my question is though,
City always go through a dip, and then when they come back,
They
what
go on a
happens.
run.
Yeah.
but don't be on a dip and then going to, I almost said Tefontaine, going to Kenilworth Road.
No, Madeleine, it's only 6 points. I drift from the top.
I'm not disputing
That's
that.
too
And,
early.
and
saying
at
going
some
to-
point, Arsenal was 12 points clear of City, and they went on to lose the league.
What I'm saying to you is, and talking about winning the league or losing the league.
No, I'm talking about that is
That's
not
okay.
The league is not done. Let's not get too excited.
Jamie Carragher, it's okay. I hear you. What I'm saying to you now is, at the point where City are, having gone 4 games without a win, all right, going to Kenilworth to Kenilworth Road is not the easiest trip to make. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The beauty about Premier League is there's no easy games. Each and every
Unless
game
you
it's a
feel-
But
challenge.
given the
But
circumstances and how
I get what
things
you're
where
saying,
things
Len, that
stand.
this is an especially bad time to go to a tough ground where they can't play their game. They have to adapt tactically.
Or they can
But
just go
might-
there and demolish that team.
And to be
That's City
honest,
for you.
I think that Manchester
Yes.
City have a better chance
see City winning this
at Luton than what Arsenal had because of players like Haaland, who can bully
The
defenders.
defense, yeah.
And I think that they could score goals without having to be as expansive and play in the same way. Phil Foden, good in tight areas, in the same way that some other players like Bernardo Silva, etc. are. So I think City should still be favourites in that one, but those odds are attractive. Let's move on. Burnley. Burnley.
Let it burn.
Everyone gets
Eh?
Let it burn. It's really disheartening.
What do we say
I
about
want to
Burnley?
love them so much. I really do. But it really it's
They need Lyle Foster
Man.
You know
back.
what's embarrassing?
He has
No.
only won against team that he was promoted with.
You know what's embarrassing?
here's another rant. Yes, friend.
What?
A whole Everton was deducted 10 points.
And it's still above them.
And they're still above Burnley.
They're out of relegation zone.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's
No, but
embarrassing.
hey, I've been
Now, for me, it's the
Sean
fact
Dykes. I spoke about him too early in the season because I still said I fancy Sean Dykes to do good things with Everton. And look, they're ahead of Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield United. And Sheffield United, that's the first managerial change that we've seen in the Premier League this season. Came pretty late. Normally, we see
Yeah.
a manager go
By
earlier.
or September. October.
May I just read some comments, guys? I think sometimes we really do get,
Yeah,
so
we
deep
get-
into so most people okay, so Azile Ngusani saying Ramsdale is supposed to be number one. I'm speaking from Liverpool supporters, so I'm not biased.
'Cause he wants
and
goals.
Sibusiso Mahlangu says Raya saves a percentage is better than Ramsdale's. And we were speaking about Phillips when super sub and Lwalan Tuzela says Pep means to give Phillips a chance. But he says also that Pep was not the one who chose him. This is actually late. He says, in my opinion, Philip wasn't a Pep signing, so he doesn't trust him. And finally, King saying that City will win. They have no choice.
Yazi, what was I going to say?
Yes, darling.
Oh, we were speaking about Everton and you read the comments and we're going to go back to the comments now.
Yes.
Should we courier appeal to Calvert-Lewin?
Wow. I'm not doing this with
No,
you.
but like, no.
I'm not doing this.
Did you see what?
he's missing the chances. But one thing that I can tell from watching that game, Alan, is that I think with the 10 points that were deducted from Everton, Sean Dykes managed to get that team in a right frame of mind.
Do you think it galvanized them?
I think so.
It has.
Make them
They're
more
Almost
Yeah.
did them a favor.
Those guys are turbocharged, and it's gonna be difficult for teams to go to Everton and come out with points there.
They have a tough run in the league. Let me bring up their running in the league for this December.
I don't think they're afraid of Chelsea.
So their fixtures coming up. They're at home to Chelsea, who had a poor performance against Man United during the week, who also weren't very good, let's be honest. They were very good going forward, but they left themselves way too open. So they traveled to Burnley. They're at home to Chelsea. Then they also traveled to Spurs on the couple days before Christmas. And then after Boxing Day, they host Man City, and then they have to travel to Wolves all still this month. That is a tough December fixture list for Everton, but the way they're playing, you fancy them to pick up enough points there to stay out of the relegation. zone.
If by January they're out of relegation zone, they're safe.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's also depending on the amount of points that Sheffield United are gonna collect.
There's none.
Burnley are gonna
Well, with the
collect.
new coach, you never know because new broom sweeps clean anyway.
So Sheffield, Burnley, and Luton. How many points are those guys gonna collect versus what Everton are actually gonna give themselves a target on? Some like, okay, there's 5 games. Of these 5 games, maximum is 15, but you guys will determine what the minimum is, but it shouldn't be less than 9.
So if I look at Luton's fixtures for December, they first host Man City. We already said how difficult that's going to be for them. They
Yes.
then have to travel to Bournemouth, where I give them no chance away at Bournemouth. Then they host Newcastle, who weren't great against Everton,
yeah.
especially one of my favorite players there, Kieran Tierney. He had a tough day at the office.
Isak also.
Hey, but Kieran Tierney, I mean, great player, had a really tough day against Everton. Then
Yeah.
they have to travel to Sheffield United
yeah.
once again, fellow strugglers, and it's away from home. I don't like Luton away from home. And then they had home to Chelsea.
3 points.
Yeah, no.
Oh, sweet.
So I think Luton have a tough run in, and then Burnley and Sheffield United, we know what their sort of form is like. So interesting, lots of fixtures in the Premier League.
But the big one for the weekend?
What would you say is your big fixture for the weekend?
Okay, go first, Maleko.
No, I'm listening.
Okay, I would say that this one is going to be quite interesting. The Villa and Arsenal match for me is going to be a firecracker.
That's the big game,
Yep.
I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
that and then Spurs host Newcastle as
Yeah.
well as another big fixture.
Yeah.
But Aston Villa at Villa Park, I mean, what's Villa's record like at home?
Let's
It's
see.
unbelievable, their home form.
I think 14.
Yeah, in a row.
Villa's last 5 matches at home are all wins.
Yes, I think they've won 14 at home
Yeah.
across all competitions.
Yeah. The last 5.
I stand to be corrected.
The
So
last
they've
time they
won-
lost was Everton. That was in September 27th. They've won everything at home against Brighton, West Ham, Luton, AZ, Almel. So obviously these other ones are going to be FAs. What are they?
No, those are
What were those?
The
European Conference
The
League.
conference, right? Yes. They won against Fulham and City. So they have been doing quite well at home.
Very strong
Yeah.
home form.
Yeah, I
and
Good
really
evening.
look at those odds. Good evening. A Saturday evening game that I wanted to watch and Len Moleko wanted to watch with
You know,
you guys.
and
but
these
guys,
haters here.
What, me, bro?
These haters here. But anyway, what are the odds for? You never gave us the odds for Spurs and Newcastle.
Spurs versus Newcastle because we were going to get there, but
Okay.
Spurs are slight favorites at 2.15, and for a Newcastle away win is odds of 3.1.
Yeah, plus they don't have a keeper. I think I'm gonna go with Spurs, and they need to win.
And both teams to score.
That's a
Yeah, that's also.
But I mean, they're still
yeah,
relatively close, aren't they? The odds?
yeah, fairly close.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, both teams to score.
Yeah.
Both teams to score is a good
It's a
market.
3.8, eh?
Yeah, that's the odds for the draw. But
draw, sorry.
Luton versus Manchester City, where City were favourites. We've discussed that one. And then you could also go both teams to score at Villa Park. Aston Villa
Yes,
versus
that's
Arsenal.
what Super Sub just said.
No,
No.
no,
You were
it's
talking about the
Spurs.
other one.
clean
I'll go.
sheet for Villa, man.
I'll go straight win Arsenal for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Is
So,
Saliba going to
ballers-
be back?
Your heart.
Ballers, we know how much you love betting with Len. So
Do the right thing. Or the wrong thing. I see an Arsenal win.
See, even Tepi is now converted. She's the converted. Yeah.
Inverted.
I
In
think
football terms.
So
Yeah.
I think because Aston Villa is so strong at home, and because Arsenal struggled against Luton, it's very tempting to go with an Aston Villa win. But I think it's going to be a close affair. But I fancy Arsenal to take this one just because Villa Park is a much bigger stadium, and I don't think we've seen Arsenal struggle the way that they did. But it's because Kenilworth Road is such a small pitch.
And this
I
thing
think
of
that really hurt Arsenal.
Yeah, and this thing of Arsenal, and I mean, I applaud it, but also it's a bit risky how they tend to sometimes claw the way out of a bad situation.
That's
you
a
know?
mark of a champion.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
a
what I'm
mark
saying.
of a
I applaud
champion.
it, but
True.
it's also going to be a
Can't-
bit of a challenge for them.
Can't knock the hustle, eh?
I said the same thing about the Bournemouth win last season where Arsenal really clawed their way and got a last minute winner. I think it was Eddie Nketiah who scored the last minute winner
it
against
was.
Bournemouth last season. And I said that every season a champion makes their mark that way. And I was like, Arsenal going to win the league.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, but like Saliba
Didn't
happened. Yeah, we know what happened. Saliba happened, but
I
it's
have
so
a question
good.
for you guys and also for the ballers very, very quickly. And this one is directed to you, Marco, and everyone else who is watching. I'm talking about you, ne? Martial, do you think that he still deserves his place at Man City? At
Manchester
United. And also, I hear that he's going to get an extension. Should he be getting that extension?
he can walk away from the club,
I think
Martial,
because
because
have the squad.
he's not going to run away because he doesn't run. He'll just walk away because Martial doesn't have a running leg in him. he's a quality player, and Manchester United need another number 9 if he's going to leave. But I don't think Manchester United are scared to go and sign another number 9 who might be another flop, because all the problems are with the club, not with individual players. And I think that it's time for Rashford to deploy himself as a 9 and compete with Højlund for that position, or Højlund for that position. And I think Martial's should
he
best
get
for
extended?
him, best for the club is if he moves on and plays in a league like in France or in Italy. I think it'll be better suited to his game. Very skillful player, very quick feet,
Didn't he go to Sevilla?
very mercurial.
Yeah, on
he
loan.
went on
And he
loan
came
and
back
it didn't work
Yeah.
out. Yeah, but I think that he needs to go to Serie A or France where his game will be better. It's time for Martial to go. And I agree with the official Black Tea. Yeah, it's time for Martial to go.
Quick one. I know we actually almost way overtime, right?
We
It's
well over
fine,
time.
but-
Way
Continue.
overtime. But anyway, congratulations to Liverpool on their win. We hardly ever give them a shout on the show. So big
And
ups
they
to
are
Liverpool.
number 2, guys.
And they are number
hey?
2 on the log. So big ups to the Reds.
Yeah, no, Liverpool are
And
doing
I'm sure,
things.
You will never walk alone.
By the way, Javi, this one is for you.
Yes, and Javi, yes. And quick one, we haven't done this in a while. We're not super sub.
Yes.
Our onside ZA fantasy log.
Oh, I forgot
None of us
about
are
that.
in the top 5. I'm number 64. I don't know which forest you are
Why are
hiding
you so
under.
ambitious? Top 5.
No, I'm just reading the top 5.
okay.
Yes. Malcolm Yankee is number 1. Joseph Machava is number 2. Lindelani Lulambe is number 3. Baldwin Nelewamondo is number 4. And
Neramondo.
Danko. And Sophie Abolodi is number 5. And I'm 64. And I don't know where Super Sub is.
I'm
I
not
haven't
where you
checked mine either.
somewhere there in the top 20.
Seeing as we don't speak about Liverpool enough, yes, that they have the early Saturday kickoff once
Again.
again.
As always.
They're eating
Once
pasta
again,
for breakfast.
Jurgen Klopp must be fuming about the
Yeah.
early Saturday kickoff
He must
against
have
the
a
tough
truckload
side
of-
to play against Crystal Palace. They are odds-on favourites at 1.5 versus Crystal Palace's 6.0 for
Okay,
that
that's
fixture.
I'll go
So-
for a safe bet. I'm going with Liverpool for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again,
Minus
you've
the
doomed
pasta.
them. You've doomed them
Minus
now.
the pasta.
Liverpool fans in the comments here.
Sorry, guys.
Thank Len Moleko for your bad result this
Talking
weekend.
about Liverpool, our number 4 on Fantasy League. Len, you didn't say the name of the team.
Wait, I didn't
What's
say the name of the
name?
team. Baldwin's name, his team name is Gerard Slip.
Aye.
Wow.
Okay, and then we did promise a 1,000 Rand top-up voucher for a commenter who comments today and from our favorite comment last week, Mpoza.
Poza.
Congratulations. Send us a DM with your details and you will get that top-up. I know some of you guys are going to be disappointed to hear that one, but there are some top-ups coming Tuesday night, so join us for that one. But for me and the team, it's time for us to get out of here. Thank you, Len Moleko, Tsepi Worldwide,
Thanks, Ale.
Super Sub,
Danko.
and thank you to all of you ballers. Remember to stay onside, not offside, onside with us and Betway, where you get way more.
Danko.
Peace.
We are here.